We have been wanting to catch up with Elaine Thompson-Herah ever since the Prefontaine Classic, and as the rest of the world knows all too well, it is impossible to run down and catch up Jamaica's Elaine Thompson-Herah, five-time Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah, second fastest woman in history and the fastest woman alive. It is so good to see you on Brother from Another. Thank you for taking the time. I want to go back to the Olympics in Tokyo when you won the 100 and your reaction there. It said so much, and you obviously went on to become the first woman to win both sprint events in back-to-back Olympics. Can you talk about, Elaine, the journey from 2016 in Rio to 2021 in Tokyo, which wasn't always smooth, which wasn't always easy? What did you have to endure? What did you have to overcome? What did you have to improve to do what you did in Tokyo, especially given I think you were third at the Jamaican trials?
Thank you guys for having me. So it's been quite a journey for me, and it's my story pretty much. And it's been for the past 5 years. It's been ups and downs with this injury that I have been lingering for some time. And I mean, I think I'm a tough cookie. It's been very hard for me to know that as a double Olympic champion, you want to keep on dominating on the field, because my job is to entertain the world. My job is to be the best version of myself and to just keep on doing what I love. And it's been a strange season this season too, because we're still facing the global pandemic. And last season, when we were supposed to have the Olympic, which has been cancelled, postponed until this year, it gives me a better chance to prepare myself mentally, physically, and emotionally to come and defend my title. And I lost a couple major championships, which has been a big setback for me. And I said to myself, this season, I'm going to be the most disciplined athlete ever. And I put everything in place, even though before the previous championship, I had a little small injury, which hampers me on my trials. So I placed third in both events. And I still never let that get to me. I know what I have in store and what my plans are. And I have written down all my affirmations, my goals that I want to achieve this season. And I think I achieved basically most of them. And I know that a person might want to hear my story, which I will love to share. And this is my story. And leading up to the Olympic, not knowing that I could go there and defend my title. After crossing that line, oh my God, the feeling is I just want to scream, I want to jump, I want to rejoice, I want to do everything to be the first woman to have done that. I didn't care the time that I have run. I just want to win my title. And when I saw that 10:60 flash time, I was like, OMG, I could not believe nothing that happened. Like, I want to cry, I want to scream, I want to shout, I want to do so much thing. I could not believe I have done that. And it tells me that no matter what you put your mind, your heart, your soul, you can do it. And I have worked for the past years for that. I work on so much stuff. I work on my start, I work on my curves, I work on everything. And I think this Tokyo was for me because I nailed it.
Well, then you decide as an encore to go put up a 10.54. And we'll talk about Flojo and the pursuit of that record in a second, but I want to stay in that moment. So you had that priceless reaction in Tokyo when you won the 100. And then your reaction when you realized you just put up the second fastest time ever. You're like, almost like, wait, did I just do that? Like, it was like, what were you feeling in that moment when you ran a 10.54 at Prefontaine?
Coming after a major championship, your body is tired because I PB I PB 3 times in that championship. I ran so much fast rounds. I flew across the world. I flew across from Italy to United States. So I probably think I might be jet lag. So not knowing that I have a 10.5 in the body, in the legs. I could have run it from the Olympics if I wasn't pointing 10.5 meters out before reaching the line. So to tell you that it still was in me to run that 10.5, even at Olympics or at the Prefontaine Classics. And I just went out there with the same game face, that same mentality of competing and entertaining the crowd. And in the United States, my fellow Jamaicans are going to be there. It's closer to home. So being that I get that 10.5 and to be the fastest woman alive on that track, which is going to be the next World Championship, it's a good feeling for me.
You know, Elaine, I always wonder when I watch a race like that, when I see you just dominate a race, I wonder, when does she know? At what point in the race do you know that this is something special? I have it. I'm not just going to place. I'm going to do something incredible. When did you know, or did you know during that race that it was something different?
Honestly, I did not know. I'm not a perfect starter. I know I finished very strong. And I knew I was finishing very strong because I'm a person, I don't normally train myself to watch the clock. It's me and myself against the clock. So normally when the times pops up, I see it on the board, not on the clock. So I didn't know the time until after because I saw my fellows, Brianna came over and I said, why she was so excited? It's because she saw the time. I did not. So I did not know at that moment I could have done that because, as I said, I know the start is not really great, but I have to finish strong. So I know I finished very strong. All I wanted was just to win. That's all.
You know, Elaine, you said earlier, and I love it when you said, you know, you have your affirmations, you have your preparation, and some of the goals that you have. And I'm wondering if one of your affirmations has something to do with being the fastest woman ever, because that 10.54 that Michael mentioned, now at 10.54, and you see FloJo in 1988 at 10.49, and you said that after the race, I never thought that was possible, but now it's within reach. Is that the next major goal for you, to not only to match that, but to top it?
Most definitely, because I can remember over the past years, journalists would ask the question, do you think you can break the world record? I was like, hell no, I'm not in that reach. I just only run 10.7s. I'm running 10.7s. 10.6 is nowhere near reach, of course. But to see myself running 10.6 3 times this season, 10.5 once, it's definitely in the reach. You know that it will take a lot of work, a lot of reset, a lot of refocusing, and to put everything together to get that 10.4 or to be probably lower than that. It's going to take a lot of work, and I'm ready to take on that journey, of course.
I was talking to Sonia Richards-Ross last night, and she was explaining to me how you do such an incredible job of consistently getting to top speed and maintaining your top speed the longest. You're also extremely poised and relaxed, you know, that last stretch. To what would you attribute that in terms of your training or technique while you're able to get and maintain top speed? To kind of make us smarter about what makes you so great in these sprints.
As I said, it takes practice. Exactly how I run in competition, exactly where I compete. Probably I get more, I put a lot of more effort in competing, but that's the exact way I compete. I'm not different in practice. If you see my videos that I post on my social media platform, it's the same way I run in training. Probably on the track, on that day, I'm going faster, but nothing much has changed. That's how I train my body not to rush my phases. I always be very patient. I taught myself not to be stiff or too tight because that cuts a lot off the seconds and the time that you want to run. So I taught myself how to relax, how to control my nerve. I trained my nervous system that way. So it becomes easier for me over time by just doing that in the races. So as I said, you practice what you preach, and I've done that in practice. So it's easier for me to do it in competition.
So I'm sure you know, and speaking of your training and your preparation, I'm sure you know that you sent shockwaves through the track world today with the news, and they say, hey, don't believe everything you read, so we're going to come right to the source. There are reports out there that you are parting ways with MVP Track Club and Coach Stephen Francis, and your husband is going to start training you. Can you confirm that? And if it's true, can you explain that decision making?
You know what the news media is like. I'm the fastest one alive, so they're gonna create some form of news to try to distract the world, you know. So it's rumors, of course, you know, rumors,
Wow.
because I've seen articles in the media that I've died before more than once. So it's always rumors in the media. They always target me. I don't know why.
Well, thank you for that. You're a good sport, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you handling that because it's like, thank you for
That's
clearing that
also
up.
funny
Because I
because
was
that's
like, damn.
a lot of stuff.
I mean, you know, because you just had the greatest season of your life. You know, I'm like, you were in the best shape of your life. Your coach was, you were in the best shape of your life going into Tokyo. I'm like, man, that's odd that she would make a change. So all of that stuff is just internet rumors. Don't pay no attention to it.
No,
You heard
don't
it
pay
here
no.
from the source herself. Great, thank you.
Hey, Elaine, do you, and not to ask you to do anyone's job for them, but do you have any idea of how that rumor could get started and take on such a life where it is being put out there as factual? Any idea of how it may have gotten to this point?
You know, probably because I didn't show up at practice. I'm still on my rest period. So, you know, probably person might be speculating why she's not at practice. But I mean, we just came back from international circuit and we normally get rest like a month or 4 week rest. I'm in my second week. So probably just assuming why I'm not in practice. You know, the word is like, I'm not in practice. So they're going to just spread rumors to say, oh, my, she's probably not coming back or, you know, stuff like that. The
How
What
media.
is
much?
that?
Oh,
What is
I'm
that?
sorry, Mike.
No,
Oh, what'd you say,
I was
Lane?
just gonna
Sorry.
ask Elaine. Go ahead,
Pardon?
Elaine. It's you have the floor. You have the floor, Elaine. You're gonna say
Oh,
something. I
the
interrupted
media
you.
always try to create a drama, you know, like I'm not in practice now, it's on my rest. I'm doing my rest time until October. I go back in practice. So they probably assume in our, you know, rumors, a lot of person probably hear something and doesn't hear it properly and say, okay, her she not coming back or stuff like that. So they put it out there for the world to see, you know, the media is like that.
The media, I'm telling you, you can't trust them. You can't trust them, Elaine. Take it
I
from
don't know
us. You
about
can't
these.
trust these media people.
I don't, Elaine, I don't know about these journalists. I don't know about these journalists.
Yeah, whew,
They don't
telling
make
you,
them
man.
like, they don't make them like they used to. But I do want to ask you this, because you bring up an excellent point, and you say that because you are the fastest woman in the world, you have a lot of attention. You're a five-time Olympic champion. So people are really interested in what you're doing and what you're saying. How have you dealt with that rise? 2014, 2015, maybe you didn't see that coming. Now this is a new reality for you. How do you deal with that?
I think I'm very strong. As I said, I'm a tough cookie. I don't let media or negative comments break me. I think sometimes they're more to motivate me than anything else. I let the smallest thing be my motivation. So you're gonna be I'm a celebrity now, I'm a superstar, I'm an international celebrity. So people are always going to try to create stuff for you to break you. And my job is to make sure myself is always on 2 foot standing, not one. So no one is ever gonna try to break Elaine Thompson-Herah because my main priority is just continue my journey and the mission that I am on. So I don't let negativity break me or comments. I think I use them as my motivation.
I've seen you say how you want to be motivation and inspiration for young people in your journey, in your story, in your testimony. Do you have any examples of how you've been able to impact people? Like to Michael's point, like you're the fastest woman alive now. Can't imagine what life must be like what must be like for you in Jamaica. Can you give us an example of just how your story has maybe inspired the youth or even some of your competitors or some of your colleagues for that matter?
It just not inspire like colleagues or some people in sports. A lot of person reach out to me and say that I inspire them by just the stuff that I post on the media after the Olympic, where I post my my notes where I wrote down all my affirmations and I target those. So it helps working people. It helps as a person that whatever you put your mind to, if you write it down, say it and believe it, it will do happen. So it's not only the track world I motivate. I motivate a lot of persons sitting behind the decks, working for hours and days and months. Even the carpenter, the person that the mechanic that fix the cars, because a lot of persons are not that motivated because they think that because they're not doing their best, a lot of persons may not be pleased of their job that they're doing. And so for me to put my story out there, I know that inspires a lot of them that anything you put your mind to, you can do it. Just believe in it. It will happen.
Since we're family now, Elaine, we're all tight and whatnot. I wonder if I can ask you a personal question, if you don't mind, because I see you got an Olympic necklace. Where do you keep your medals? Because if I was the fastest person alive, if I was the fastest man or woman alive,
you're wearing it right now.
I would wear them joints every day. I'd have all 4 of them, all 5 of them. There we go. There we go. Which one is that?
Oh, look at that.
Which one is that?
It doesn't specify which one because all gold look the same. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I have them in a trophy case downstairs in the living room. So I took this one out just in case you asked to see one.
Thank you. I mean, do you sleep with them?
It's super heavy because it's on my neck and I have to hold it in my hands. It's heavy.
Do you sleep with them? I mean, like what? I don't know that I would ever let them go.
These are my babies, but I don't sleep with them.
I love it. I love it. It's beautiful.
I'll tell you, it's incredible. We talked about this, Elaine. This is the last thing I have for you. We talked about not just your speed, but the speed of the Jamaicans overall. I mean, there have been many 1, 2, 3 where you're all right there leading the pack. Why is that? I mean, is it the competition? Is it the camaraderie? How is there so much success? Because I'm starting to think, Elaine, because I can't run at all. I'm starting to think that if I spend some time there, you say I can accomplish my dreams, maybe I can increase my speed a little bit too.
I think it's because of our culture. Our small island of Jamaica is so blessed and we inspire each other. Veronica Campbell-Brown, Merlin Ottey, they had set that barrier. So we continue to carry that flag raising, and for us to get 1, 2, 3 at that Olympic, I am proud and happy to be a part of that history. I've seen it done before, I think in 2008 or 9, where they had done it before. So for me to be a part of this trio, I am so happy to know that 10 years later, I can look back and say, that's me, I was a part of that history. So I guess it's because of our culture and entertainment and sports. We tend to always try to be on the top and, Usain Bolt has done it. So we just want our little small country to always be in that name call and on that barrier, of course. So for us to continue to raise that flag and to carry that barrier is a good feeling. We leave that mark for the younger generations to come, so we can, when we're old and retired to watch, we can say, okay, they're leading the pack just like how we left for them to do.
Well, listen, we know you are the pride of Jamaica, and you best believe that we are proud of you over here in the United States as well. We are proud of you. We've enjoyed the show you put on in 2021. Let's not forget the Diamond League Championship you just won. Thank you so much for slowing down. We know you don't slow down. We know you move fast. Thank you for slowing down and spending some time on Brother from Another. You made our year. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And you're always welcome. You're always welcome to come back too, Elaine.
Okay.
You got the key. Come on in.
Definitely, I will.
And don't listen to the media. Listen to the media. Yeah, exactly. Ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. All these rumors and whatnot.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome.
Man. Well.
Man.
That was fun. That was fun, man. She was lovely.
Now
she was lovely.
Yeah, she's great. She's great. And just to say, okay, now I just want to recap, Mike, and make sure we heard the same thing. You asked the question, are the rumors true about Elaine Thompson-Herah splitting with MVP and her coach? Mm-hmm. And she says the rumors are not true.
Yeah.
So it's not true. So
Well, we knew that it probably wasn't true because bringing everybody inside the curtain like we like to, MVP arranged that interview. And this was scheduled a while back. She was scheduled to be on a show a while back. I hope that I wasn't perpetuating those rumors, but you and I both, saw on the internet that the stories were out there. So we just happened to have her and we were able to ask her. That was fun. That was a highlight in the history of Brother from Another. And she was lovely and deserves every bit of success that she's experienced. That was the fastest woman on the planet just now.